Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the 144,000 and the rest of the whole free elect. I'm in the book of the letter of Jeremiah in the Apocrypha. I'm at verse 43. This particular scripture can also be found in Baruch, the 6th chapter. All right. And verse 43. Well, when you got your red apocrypha, all right, it'll be Baruch, the 6th chapter, right? But in the app, it's a letter of Jeremiah. Because I was reading my apocrypha this morning. I wasn't reading it in the app. I was reading this morning before I went to work, and I came across scripture, and basically bring some edification behind it, make it more plainly understood, for the newer believers out there. So this is verse 43. It says, "The women also with cords about them, sitting in the waves, burn brand for perfume. But if any of them, drawn by some that passeth by, lie with him, she reproacheth her fellow, that she was not thought as worthy as herself, nor her cord broken." So in ancient Babylon, there was like this custom. All right. There was like this wicked. Hold on 1 second. So my phone don't start doing that cutoff thing. There was some evil, wicked custom where women, whether married or not, it was some type of customary adultery. All right. Some sort of strange sexual custom or practice that they had, where they would just lie with strangers. Now I'm going to read it in a few different versions. This is Baruch 6 and 43. New Revised Standard Version. "When one of them is led off by one of the passers-by," just somebody walking along, all right? So they sitting in the ways. They in a spot where they know there is going to be some traffic at to get chose, and is taken to bed by him. She derides the woman next to her. Right. So there's multiple women, and deride basically means to taunt, because she was not as attractive as herself and her cord was not broken. So they so wicked that they making fun of the woman who wasn't who wasn't chosen, all right, to be to commit adultery ultimately, because oftentimes this didn't matter if women were married or not, all right. And whenever one of them is taken aside by some passerby who lies with her, she mocks her neighbor who has not been thought thus worthy and has not had her cord broken. All right. The Dewey Rings Bible. "And when any one of them, drawing away by some passenger, lieth with him," lieth means with somebody, the context is to have sex, "she upbraideth her neighbor," another word for taunt or cuss out or make fun of, "that she was not thought as worthy as herself, nor her cord broken." So let me play this little video if it's still up. I was just looking at it. Super kinky
Test Boost Max or Burn Evolve?
facts
Which is
about
better for a
sex
guy
in
who wants to
ancient
burn fat and build
Babylon.
muscle? Hey, so I wanted to.
Greek sources tell us much about the sex lives of the Babylonian people, and needless to say,
And the very first thing, I was looking for an alternative source to corroborate the scripture. What they call it, a secular source, right? Just basically history. And the very first fact coincided with the scripture I brought up. And the first thing it said was sex with strangers.
sex with strangers. Greek sources tell us much about the sex lives of the Babylonian people, and needless to say, Babylon had some sexual practices which would make us in modern times raise an eyebrow, with even the Greeks thinking them a vile culture when it came to their sexual norms. One of these practices was having sex with strangers, as told by the Greek writer Herodotus. He describes a bizarre and unusual practice in which Babylonian women were sent to a temple once in their lives to have sex with a complete stranger. It's almost as if it could be seen as a rite of passage for women in ancient Babylon.
Right. That's why they was making fun of the other women. All right. Because this was a rite of passage. All right.
And this was apparently a very widespread practice, accepted and performed by pretty much every single Babylonian woman. Note that some historians have disputed the specifics of Herodotus's account, but do accept that cultic prostitution existed in Babylon. Temple prostitution.
Right. And, I'll put the video in the description box. So you ever who come across this video, they can continue it. But that's all we need. All right. So basically, that was a rite of passage. And America comes in the likeness of Babylon. OK, that's why the scripture says the daughter of Babylon. Right. So let's grab Psalm 137:8. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. All right. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So basically, karma, when the chickens come home to roost. All right. When Babylon reap what they sow. All right. For what they did to us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But the point is, it says, O daughter of Babylon. So it's not talking about Babylon. This is a prophetic scripture. It's talking about a kingdom coming in the likeness in the stead of Babylon. All right, let's look up daughter. All right, it's Bath in the Hebrew. All right. I'm just going to read the point. It says description of character. All right, so America is known as Babylon in the scriptures because that is the character that is coming in. All right, it's a lookalike substance. It's a carbon copy. All right. Another definition they used was as personification. So when you look up personification, let's get the meaning real quick. Personification definition: the attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human, or the representation of an abstract quality in human form. Blah, blah, blah. I'll read the point. A person, animal, or object regarded as representing or embodying a quality, concept, or thing. So America, all right, embodies Babylonian concepts, Babylonian qualities. And the one we focusing on in this particular lesson is the total destruction and whoredom of the women. All right. Because basically, that's where America at now. All right. For a man to want something as simple as his wife to be a virgin, he'll be laughed to scorn in this society. They got videos when they asking men. Now, these was foreign men, right? Foreign men still have a sense of manliness about them. All right. So they have expectations of their women. But here in America, all those expectations that are cast away. And the women are actually prized for being whores. All right. And then they force feed it to you through the media. Right. You look at all these guys, all these millionaires and billionaires, and they passing around the same women. Y'all got access to the whole earth, the whole world. Y'all can go to some little village somewhere, get the most beautiful woman ever, untouched. They got access to do that, but no. You see what? You see Kim Kardashian bounce around from Ray J to Reggie Bush, a couple basketball players, okay, couple rappers. And that's just one example. And that's what they do because this is Babylon. Oh, it's no big deal. A woman's value is not in her purity. A woman's value is in her masculine skills. That's how we judge women in Babylon. We don't judge her for her purity. No. That's why you got this stuff is out in the forefront. Back in the day, see, there always was let's buggery, if you will, right? Let's Google buggery real quick. Buggery. Hold on. Oh, Salakia. Okay, well, I didn't know it was gonna say that. Sodomy. But basically in a sense of unnatural sex, right? Just basically outside of what the Most High intended, all right? Which that's one of them. That's an extreme form, but that's one of them, all right? That's why the scripture says without natural affection, all right? The sexuality, modern sexuality today is without natural affection. All right, the way it was in Babylon. That's not natural for your woman to have multiple men as a rite of passage. And it sounds extreme as I'm speaking on it now, or it may sound extreme. It shouldn't. But let me explain how it's interwoven into the thought processes with no big deal. You have many men say that they don't want a virgin. I don't want a virgin. They too clingy. Oh, I don't want a virgin. You got to teach everything. I want a woman that already know how to do everything. That is utter madness. That's utter madness. Let me see. I had Googled something earlier. Look, OnlyFans bust. Then you be having these interviews where they got these women just out in the open, just deviants. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing chaste, nothing special about these women. Look at some of this stuff. No shame. All right. No shame. What the scripture says, were they ashamed when they committed abomination? All right. Neither could they blush. I think that's Jeremiah 6. Let's see. This is Jeremiah 6:15. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, abomination is disgusting. Nay, see that term in the closet. Ain't no such thing as in the closet no more. You know what's in the closet? Righteousness is in the closet. That's what's in the closet now. Righteousness, doing what's right. Because people look at you like you out of your mind when you speak the truth, when you speak the proper way that thing's supposed to be. In any shape or form, no matter what it's about. Whether it's about dieting, whether it's about child rearing, whether it's about anything, raising animals, farming, whether it's about anything. People gonna look at you like you crazy. It says, nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. All right. Let me see. What's for blush? Kalam, to insult, shame, humiliate, blush, be ashamed. So they didn't even feel shame. All right. And then what happens is, let's say, for example, you do feel some shame for what you're doing, right? You're constantly you're constantly reaffirmed that you're doing the right thing, right? Because this devil ruled the world. Esau, Edom is the devil. Give me two or three precepts that the so-called white man is Esau. Nigga, look how the world is going. You got all this gender reaffirmation. All right. If what you believe is right, why do you constantly need panels of people telling you that you're doing the right thing? Taking all these medications if you're doing the right thing. It says, therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, said the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So live it up now. But when the Lord visit, I mean, you brought this upon yourself. All right. Because you in mental anguish already as it is. See, the Lord created everything within a certain balance. And when you steer left or right of that balance, you bring harm to yourself. That's why you see Esau, the devil, that's why he constantly reaffirming you. That's why he constantly reaffirming you, because you know in your spirit, you know you wrong. All right, but whatever helps you sleep at night, that's what you tell yourself, and that's what Esau tell you, until the judgment of the Lord just manifests, and then you're not gonna be able to say nothing. What you gonna be able to say then? You just gonna have to sit there and deal with it and take it. Let me see. Is that in this? Let me see. Yep. Isaiah 3:9. The show of their countenance doeth witness against them. Right? I'll read it in NLT. The very look on their faces give them away. Yeah, people ain't, look, you go out here, like the scripture says in Sirach, it says, a man's countenance, a man's gait show what he is, the way he walk. These dudes out here walking like women more than women. All right? The type of makeup that women wear nowadays, you can't really tell from the men versus the women, because they all wear the exaggerated makeup. The makeup women wear now, that was the drag queen makeup. All that exaggeration in the eyelids and the cheeks and the, you know, that was the shit that you used to see in the 80s and 90s on the drag queens, or on the Maury show when he would have that wicked thing he would have when you had to, which that's wicked. That was just prepping. That was prepping, Jake, a prepping society. All right, because the scripture says Esau, the inward thought of every one of them is very deep. All right, they do a diligent search. All right, so they was already prepping the minds of Jake. They would have men and women. They would have drag, transvestite, whatever you want to call them, and then they would have the audience guess if it was a man or a woman. And more often than not, the audience would be wrong. And that was in the 90s, mid late 90s, early 2000s, and now we're seeing it in real time. And you get, in certain instances, you having cases. All right, you get dudes. Crimes is being committed against those people or whatever, because they not disclosing the information. Dudes getting tricked thinking, some dudes ain't getting tricked. Some dudes, but then some dudes getting tricked, and then, stuff happen, maybe drugs involved, whatever, man. But this is confusion. Babylon means confusion. All right. Let me see. Let's see if we can look up Babylon. I wonder if they're going to say confusion. All right. Babylon. Confusion by mixing. Yeah, you can't distinguish nothing. Everything's just one big glob. Ain't America known as the melting pot? Confusion, mean with, fusion mean mix. All right. So everything's just twisted up, man. Scripture says what? The city of confusion is brought down. Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is America, right? The city of, matter of fact, let's start up on this for a little minute. Isaiah 24:9. They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Yeah, misery is coming to this place. Everybody turn up. What's that Lil Jon song? Shots, shots, shots. Have a good time. Party, drink. Nah, it's gonna be people gonna be drinking a pain away. All right. The scripture says, "Give strong drink to them that is willing to perish." Yeah, you just wallowing in your sorrow. Yeah, get that man to drink. He need a drink. That's the atmosphere of this place. All right. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Yeah, this place broken down. All right. The main thing that keeps a society together, according to, secular thinkers and historians, as far as, what they say, is what? The nuclear family. The nuclear family is totally destroyed. How do you destroy a nuclear family? Oh, just turn the women into whores. Just turn the women into whores, because a woman is supposed to cleave into her man. A woman loses her virginity to a man. We call it what? Clingy, right? Yeah, because her spirit is bonded to that man. All right. So just start adding more men for her to bond to the point where she can't bond with nobody, to the point where she in turn becomes a man. All right. Nah, she don't become a man literally, but she becomes more manly and more masculine in her thought process. All right. So women are destroyed, man. Women are totally destroyed. Let me see what else. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Right? Which that was the point. Let me see. Do I got any more scriptures? Oh, I was thinking about which I don't get into the celebrity stuff like that, but I'm aware of it because people talk about it and I have an opinion. But all of these celebrities dissing each other, and not all of them, but Chris Brown and Quavo in particular, and you coming to find out they've been smashing each other's women. All right. Well, that made me think of this scripture. What is that? Grieve. Maybe I'm spelling something wrong. I know it's Wisdom of Solomon. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. Yeah, it ain't enough that that the Bible is not the law of the land like they said it was, right? But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace, right? Because people are ignorant of the Most High's laws, and the Most High, like I said earlier, everything is situated in the perfect balance. And now the corruptness that we living in, they call it peace. They congratulate it. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All this OnlyFans. All right. That's open now. You got people, these different little talk shows, so-called red pill, this and that. And they putting these women on trial, basically telling them, what about if your kids see this in such and such years and such, and this, that, and the third. And there's no accountability. They congratulate it. They think it's a good thing. So the state that society in right now, all right, these people call it peace. Hell, you go to the violence in Chicago. Them niggas brag about that shit. Them little nigglets, they brag about, oh, Chicago, not Chicago, you die out there. But Chicago ain't shit. Look, I ain't from Chicago, but I'm from that area. That shit ain't shit. You ain't missing nothing. You want some good nigga? Look, you if you eat like a nigga, if you like pizza puff, mild sauce, cheese, you eat like that. All right, Chicago, all right, okay. That's what Chicago got to offer you. Now, they got other stuff too, but I'm just saying though, like, my opinion, I'm just speaking a little now. But all that bullshit, those they call that shit peace, man. They glory in that shit. It says, for whilst they slew, yeah, you want some fucking wings with some, you want some heralds? And then you can't even go to any heralds. You got to go to specific ones and shit. You want some jerk chicken? Oh, they got some good jerk chicken. You get you some good jerk chicken out there. Get you a good beef patty. All right. It says, for whilst they slew their children in sacrifices or used secret ceremonies or made revelries of strange rites, yeah, that's going on. That's happening out here. Look at them tunnels. Everything coming to light. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, like Babylon, like we started off. All right? Sex with strangers, a rite of passage. That's basically the same thing in America now. All right? A housewife, a virgin, or a woman that's only been with one man, that's not highly esteemed in this place. It's backwards. But either one slew another traitorously, backstabbing, best friends, homeboys, killing they friends, but one of them traded and killed one another because he had something he wanted or out of jealousy. Yet the same way it happens with the famous people, it happens with the regular people too. All right? Or grieved him by adultery. Having sex with each other's women behind each other's back. And even in the world, that's what men would say. Because you know in your spirit that is a heinous trespass against another man to sleep with his woman. Even and this is fiction. This is a fictional account. But this was a powerful scene to me when I saw it. In the first Avatar, right? Which they supposed to be the natives. Right? In the first Avatar, the very first one, the woman, the main character, she was promised to a guy of her own people. All right? And when you promise to somebody in the scriptures, if you promise to somebody, your father gave your hand away to a specific man, and you go and lie with another man, y'all both supposed to get put to death. The way that situation was set up, they both were supposed to get put to death. Cause she was with it. That's adultery. You was promised. All right. So here it is. Her and the white boy who put on the equipment, the technology to become an avatar. They did the connecty thingy with the tails. And when they find out, I'll never forget, the guy she was promised to, he said, "You laid with this woman?" And he said it with such, they acting, of course, but he said it with such passion and such, he was like distraught, like, "You laid with this woman?" Like that was a big deal. That was like a real big deal. All right. It says, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him. Yeah, grieved. That's very. But guess what? In this society, that's downplayed. Like I said earlier, it's woven within our thought process to not consider these things a big deal when it should be. All right. Even growing up in high school, another dude get your woman or something happen, you have emotions about it, but it's reinforced that you soft if you got emotions about it. You ain't supposed to have emotions about it. But in actuality, you supposed to. That's your woman. The scripture says when a man and a woman come together, they become one flesh. All right, y'all one entity. So that's really a trespass against you. It happened to her. They did the physical deed, but it affected you emotionally and spiritually. That's why it'd be hard to deal with it'd be hard to forgive that. And the scriptures say you're supposed to be put to death for that. So that ain't nothing that the Lord just down with forgiving either. It's hard for, even in America and even in on the books, what they call it, a crime of passion. That's one thing they got right, and that coincides with the scriptures. The scripture says he will not spare in the day of vengeance. All right? When you trespass against a man like that, let me see. Crime of passion. Shopping, what the hell? Look, I'm going to go to Wikipedia real quick. A crime of passion, French, crime passionnel, in popular usage refers to a violent crime, especially homicide, at which the perpetrator commits the act against someone because of a sudden strong impulse, such as anger or jealousy, rather than as a premeditated crime. Let me see. Crimes of passion are often committed against women due to beliefs about female sexuality and are often present in societies dominated by strong double standards related to male and female sexual behaviors, particularly related to premarital sex and adultery. Indeed, with regard to adultery, many societies, such as Latin American countries, have been dominated by very strong double standards regarding male and female adultery, with the latter being seen as a much more serious violation. Yeah, a woman committing adultery is an extreme violation because another man's presence is with her. The scripture says, thou shalt not mix seed, all right? For it is confusion. And male carries seed. Women is the land. So you ain't supposed to be mixing seeds, man. Hey, what did the Lord say? Shall not that land be... hold on. Jeremiah 3:1. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Yeah, y'all ain't together no more. Now she done got with another dude. Shall she go back to you now? It says, shall not that land be greatly polluted? Right. So the woman is figuratively the land right now. That's pollution. That's confusion because it's different men. Men have seed. You got different seeds sown in the same plot of field. That's GMO. Then you got these little weird little babies come out. You got these situations where you have a baby, right? He'll look like the dude. He'll look like, the husband, but you get the paternity test. He's not the father because that woman been with the husband so long. She been dealing with his DNA for so long that she takes on his DNA. That's why they say couples that been together for a long time start looking alike, because the woman becomes more and more and more and more adapted and like that man if she's only been with one. So then she step out, even if it's one time, a pregnancy involved, it still look like the husband because she got so much of his DNA already. See, that's confusion. That's wicked. Hey, we need double. It ain't no double standard. That's just a word. That's just a buzzword. Oh, it's a double standard. You got right and you got wrong. Now when you need to open a pickle jar, right? It ain't no double standard then. But anyway, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Hopefully, let all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakodash, Shalom.